Good morning! It's Carly from Theme Parks for Grown-Ups. We are on another breakfast adventure, and today's adventure is bringing us to Grand Floridian in Disney World. And so we are trying out different breakfast items along the monorail track of the hotels located around the monorail. So that is the Kona Cafe at Polynesian, and then we tried the Wave at Contemporary. And now we're at the Grand Floridian to try out another breakfast place, which is Grand Floridian Cafe. This place is a little more fancier, a little bit more upscale than the other two, but I'm sure it's going to be absolutely delicious. And we are going to try some things out, review it, and compare it to the other two. And if you missed those videos, you can find them in the description below, and some other free goodies, which I will talk about in the end of the video. If you want a spoiler alert, you can look in the description below to see what I'm talking about. Alright, let's go have breakfast.
This is the current breakfast menu. It may change by the time you're watching this, but this is the end of March 2021, so if you're watching this later, check online to make sure it hasn't changed. But shrimp cocktails, salads, lots of avocado toast and quiche, banana Foster style steel cut oatmeal. Then we have steak and eggs, the grand breakfast, which is 2 eggs and a choice of meat and cheesy hash brown casserole, lobster burger, which sounds good, possible burger, glazed salmon, and then some classic items like buttermilk pancakes and Mickey shaped waffles. And then they're famous for their Benedicts, so they have the traditional Eggs Benedict, which is exactly how it sounds. It's a regular Eggs Benedict served with marinated tomato salad, and they have the kids menus, and then white wines, red wines, dessert wines, and then some specialty cocktails. So we are gonna try the Grand Mimosa, which is champagne, OJ, and a splash of Grand Marnier. But that Chipotle Bloody Mary sounds really good too. It comes with the jumbo shrimp and chorizo. Sounds delicious. So our server told us that there are a few items that aren't on the menu currently because they haven't updated it yet. They may be on the menu when you're watching this video in the future, but for now, what isn't on the menu currently on the website is chicken and waffles, the lobster benedict, and the French toast. So we went ahead and ordered the lobster benedict, and I got the chicken and waffles, and we're gonna get a cocktail as well. Okay, it didn't take very long for us to get seated here, and you're now inside the Grand Floridian Cafe. And just so you know, this is another restaurant inside the Grand Floridian that serves breakfast that doesn't do character dining. Usually the restaurant next door, 1900 Park Fair, will do character dining in the morning. Right now they're not doing that, but because of safety reasons, but usually they do. And so that one's a little bit harder to get into because of the character dining. This one's a little bit easier to get a reservation for if you're interested in getting breakfast at Grand Floridian. And it's just as cute as long as you're cool with not having characters. And now we're going to do a little walk around to take a look at the restaurant. You can do a little walk around so you can see the restaurant. There's a few different dining areas, and you can choose between a booth or a table with a window, which is really nice because you can look out to the fields and watch people walk by the pool and stuff. The decor is kind of 1920s, like I said. It's the kind of the deal that they're going for. See some of the theming around here. It's actually a pretty small restaurant. This is basically the end of it here. Right now they have this adorable chocolate display in honor of Remy Ratatouille. Ratatouille is huge right now because the ride's about to open this year. The new Ratatouille ride. There's a meal. It's really cool that this is all edible. Very neat. And much like Kona Cafe and the Wave, they give you a whole pitcher of coffee when you order it, and then a little bit of creamer if you ask for it, and their cups are super cute here. You really like their cups. And the highlight of the meal so far is these biscuits that come with the meal when you order. So these are kind of this is your bread basically. And then the regular butter, and then their classic orange blossom honey butter. So it's like a sweet butter with some orange blossom kind of mixed in. It's very delicious. These biscuits look great. This is my first time trying the biscuits and the orange blossom butter. And the biscuits are really fluffy and fresh. Really flaky and buttery, really delicious. And then the butter is like heaven. Just a little bit of sweetness, it's not too overpowering. So good. These are the lobster benedicts, which is what the restaurant is famous for, and they look beautiful. Have some asparagus on it, delicious hollandaise, and then really big chunks of the lobster with a little bit of a side salad. And this is a huge chicken and waffles. I didn't know that the chicken would be this big, but it's enormous. I would say this is worth the quantity here. And then of course a giant Mickey waffle. I didn't realize that the waffle would become Mickey shaped, which I love. I think that this breading is made with cornflakes because it's really sweet. It's definitely cornflakes. It's like a sweet breading made with the cornflakes for crispiness. So good. And this is the Grand Mimosa. It's actually really large. I didn't realize it'd be so big. And it's got Grand Marnier and then Orge and then some champagne. That's a really good mimosa. That's one of the best mimosas I've ever had because the orange juice is really fresh. They must use like really fresh orange juice in this. Tastes like fresh squeezed. It's probably just pulpy, but it's a really good mimosa. I'm really pleased with that. Can't really taste the Grand Marnier, but it is really good. Alrighty, let's give a taste to the lobster benedict. I got a little bit of lobster, a little bit of the English muffin, and then some egg. That's so good. The lobster is really fresh. It doesn't taste doesn't taste fishy. It tastes very buttery. It's good. It's fresh. Eggs are made well. The English muffin tastes really fresh too and buttery. Hollandaise sauce is nice and creamy, delicious. Definitely recommend. Okay, now we're going to try the chicken and waffles. I got a bit of Mickey's ear and then a bit of the chicken crusted with the Frosted Flakes. And then it has syrup on it too. It's delicious. The Frosted Flakes add some sweetness to it, and then they just drizzled some syrup on it, so it's sweet too, but it's not really too sweet. Oh my gosh. It's a very sweet breakfast menu item. Not super sweet, but it is for like a sweet tooth, so be aware of that because the crusting is very, you can taste the sweetness from Frosted Flakes, but it's not like super sugary. And the chicken is really good and thick and healthy and like fresh too. Yeah, this is definitely my favorite. I really like it a lot. Okay, that concludes our breakfast at Grand Floridian Cafe. My server was awesome, by the way. Raquel, she was great. She was attentive and she was really quick and speedy and just fantastic. So just want to give a shout out to her. On the way out, she gave me a little to-go cup with my mimosa because I didn't finish it. So now I'm enjoying it out here outside of the Grand Floridian, right by the water. So it's just absolutely pleasant. Let's do a quick recap of breakfast and I'll give you my quick review and comparisons to the other two restaurants that I just went to. So by far, Grand Floridian Cafe was my favorite experience and had my favorite food. Like, that food was really good. It kind of just reminded me of what like Disney's potential is with as far as good food, and it was kind of a little innovative. Like, they put the cornflakes on the fried chicken, and the fried chicken was really big, and the Mickey waffle was huge and fresh too, and those Benedicts were amazing. I loved the big fresh crab on it. I definitely recommend getting it with the crab if you're gonna get an Eggs Benedict and you like seafood. Otherwise, it's gonna be good without it because that hollandaise sauce is so buttery and so delicious. So I definitely recommend Grand Floridian Cafe. It is a little spendier than the other two. It's about $20 per person, like per entree basically, and which is really kind of normal here at Disney, so just be aware of that. But it is a little bit more than the other two. Like at the Wave, me and my mom were able to share the big feast, and that ended up being, really cheap because it was $20 altogether, and we ate enough between the two of us that we were full. So
ended up being about $10 per person. If you want more food, it's gonna be, you know, more expensive, but so it is a little spendier here compared to the other two. However, I think the food is better and the atmosphere is better and the service is great. So take that for what you will. If it's in your budget, I definitely recommend it. So that's my first favorite. My second favorite was Kona Cafe, and the Tonga toast was good. Like, it was definitely good, but I don't have any like attachment to it. I know people who go to Kona Cafe for the Tonga toast and they go get it every time, and it's a huge memory for them and a tradition to go get the Tonga toast because it's such a classic Disney item that's been around forever, which I totally get. But since I don't have that attachment to it, it was good. It was a sweet sort of dessert breakfast and it was delicious, and I liked the atmosphere. I love the Polynesian. I love like going out there, having breakfast, and then going outside and just enjoying the beach is really nice. So atmosphere kind of adds to it too, that you get to kind of enjoy that. But still Grand Floridian kind of won out over it. And the last one is the Wave, and I think the Wave will be better if the buffet comes back. I know a lot of people liked it because it was sort of underrated, a little less busy, and then you had this big giant buffet. You can eat all you want, and so there's that. Contemporary is great too because it's really close to the Magic Kingdom, so if you're eating at the Wave, you can just walk on over to the Magic Kingdom after breakfast. Super convenient. Grand Floridian now has the pathway that connects between the hotel and the Magic Kingdom, so you can essentially do the same thing. The walk is a little bit longer, it's about 15 minutes, but and you can see how long it is. I actually made a video of what the walk is like from here to Magic Kingdom. If you are considering eating breakfast here and wanting to walk over in the morning, consider that. Otherwise, the monorail is a super short ride, so it's convenient for sure. As far as convenience goes, Contemporary and Grand Floridian, having breakfast and going to Magic Kingdom is the best way to go. And then Polynesian has great atmosphere too. So I think that's my ranking. My personal ranking would be Grand Floridian Cafe, Kona Cafe, and the Wave. As far as food and atmosphere, those are my choices. Yeah, like I said, this morning was really lovely, and now I just get to enjoy the Grand Floridian. It's just beautiful out here. Just kind of walk around. Maybe I'll go walk over to the Magic Kingdom if I feel like it. And be sure to look for more videos in the future, and check out the other videos of my reviews in the description below. And also I have a couple of freebies for those of you who stuck around and watched my video. I have a budget guide, 15 ways to save on your Disney World vacation, and you can download that by signing up for my newsletter below, totally free, and you get it all sent to your email. And then I also have a special thing. I help people become travel agents if they want to sell Disney travel for a living, and so I have a free course in the description below too, 5 days to jumpstart your career as a Disney travel planner, so you learn about all that process. And if you want to start a new job, that's one way to do it. So you can learn more about that, all that, in the description below, like I said. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like, and subscribe for future adventures. And that's about it. I'm full, I'm happy, I had a great time this morning, and I'll see you at the parks.